Today, we're diving into something called social arbitrage. It's this powerful, maybe even a little controversial strategy that the top 1% use to build and maintain their networks. So let's just get straight to it.
So, have you ever really wondered how the rich stay rich? I mean, is it just about picking the right stocks or going to fancy schools? Well, sure, that stuff helps, but what we've found is that there's a much deeper game being played. A psychological one. And honestly, most of us don't even know we're on the field.
And at the core of this whole thing is an idea that's, well, it's pretty simple, but it flips everything on its head. See, we're all taught to save money, right? Protect your assets. But what if that very mindset is the exact thing holding you back? This one little shift could completely change the way you look at building wealth.
Okay, so what's the actual price of admission to these elite circles? You might think it's all about having a fat bank account or the right last name, but nope. The real entry fee, it's a test, and it's all about your mindset.
Okay, let that sink in for a second. Fighting for the bill is the most calculated business move you will ever make. Whoa, that takes the simple act of generosity and reframes it as a major strategic play. This is not about being polite, it's about sending a signal about your power and your intent.
And this right here, this is the fundamental difference. For the 99%, for most of us, money is a shield. We use it to protect ourselves. Pay the rent, fix the car. But for the 1%, it's a weapon. They use it to actively change their environment, to create opportunities, to build things. This whole shield versus weapon mindset, it plays out in every single interaction you have. And it really boils down to two types of people. You're either a taker or you're a maker. And you know when you reveal which one you are? Every single time a restaurant bill hits the table. So let's break it down. The taker's goal is to extract value. They're trying to get the best deal, save a few bucks. They think they're being smart, but what they're really doing is signaling to everyone at the table that, say, 60 bucks is a pretty big deal to them. The maker, on the other hand, their goal is to provide value. They see that exact same $60 as an investment in the people sitting right there with them. And what they're investing in is this concept called social credit. Think about it. Cash, just sitting in the bank, it's actually losing value every single day because of inflation. But social credit, that's cash you've converted into an appreciating asset. By investing in other people, you're building something real, something that actually grows over time. And the return on that investment, it can be absolutely insane. We're talking 100x. If you're at dinner with a high-level player, the social credit you gain from picking up the tab could literally be worth 100 times what you actually paid. You're essentially buying access, influence, and goodwill for pennies on the dollar.
Now let's get practical. How do they actually use this? Because this isn't just some abstract theory. It's a very real, very practical tool, a filter that the wealthy use to decide who gets to be in their circle and who doesn't.
And they are ruthless about filtering people. Why? Because when you get to a certain level, your time is way more valuable than your money. They just don't have time for what they call leaks, people who are going to drain their energy or resources. So this build test, it's a super fast, super effective way to find out who you're really dealing with.
The moment that bill lands on the table, everybody shows their cards, and you get one of three people. First, there's the hesitator. They just kind of sit there, waiting for someone else to make a move. Total follower. Then there's the mathlete. Oh, you know this person. They pull out their phone calculator, got to split it down to the exact penny. It just screams small-minded thinking. And then you have the fighter. The second the bill appears, they go for it. That person is your peer.
And here's the key. You should be looking for that bill fight. Because check this out. If you win, you establish your authority. You're the one in control. But if they win, if they beat you to it, then you know you're in the presence of a giant. Someone who gets it, who plays the exact same game. Either way, you win, because you've just filtered out everyone else.
So how do you make sure you're the one who comes out on top? How do you guarantee you're seen as the maker? You use something called the host protocol. This is a tactic that lets you take complete control of the situation, even if you weren't the one who organized the dinner.
It's called preemptive execution, and it's simple. Step 1, show up 10 minutes early. Step 2, find the server and discreetly hand them your credit card. And step 3, you give them one simple instruction. Don't bring the bill to the table. I'm taking care of everything tonight. That's it.
Now, just think about the psychological impact of that. The meal's over, everyone else is doing that awkward wallet dance, and you just lean back and say, it's all handled. Let's go. In that one move, you've shown total control. You've removed all that weird transactional friction, And in their minds, you are now associated with ease, with abundance, and with being in charge.
But look, this is about so much more than just who pays for dinner. The bill test, the host protocol, these are just training exercises. They're about developing a much larger philosophy, a code for how you operate in every single part of your life.
You really have to think of abundance as a muscle, and the only way you build it is by consistently defying poor logic. That scarcity mindset that tells you to hold on to every penny, you have to fight it. So instead of just saving $100, you invest it in a relationship. This applies to everything, from your work to your investments.
It really just comes down to the kind of math you're running in your head. Is it subtraction logic, the scarcity mindset, where you're always asking, how can I protect what I have? How do I lose less? Or are you using multiplication logic, the abundance mindset, where the question is always, how can I create more value? How can we all win bigger?
So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. In your life, right now, are you operating in a world of subtraction or a world of multiplication? Are you playing defense, just trying not to lose? Or are you playing offense, always looking for ways to multiply value for everyone around you?
The takeaway is this: fight to be the source, fight for the bill, fight to provide value, fight to be a source of opportunity for others. Because in the world of social arbitrage, that's how you win.